Catch it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the World of Tanks Community Tournament on the Xbox One and Xbox 360. I'll be your host today, Wizard Ken, and my co-host and admin will be Ali. Hello, Ali. How are you doing today, buddy?
What's going on? I'm doing pretty good.
Hopefully we've got our microphone settings set up a little bit better than yesterday. I know Pontiac Pat was having a hard time getting through and you guys hearing him, so we've got that all set up. But Allie's a little sick today, so you'll pretty much be listening to me today, speaking and communicating and commenting on these battles today. So I'm pretty excited for these battles for today. I mean, yesterday was great. They were awesome games. And today we're going to be hosting all of the games for our groups that we're running today. And our first group that's going to be up today is Immortals and the PLHUS. So I'm pretty excited about seeing these teams. We saw PLHUS yesterday have an amazing game against, I think it was DTS. And they got their 4 wins. And Immortals also got their 4 wins. So we're seeing the teams that went 4-4. So let's see how they do today. Now, one of the other things I want to point out too is yesterday we definitely saw some different tactics from some of these newer teams showing up with KV4s and T28 prototypes. These are tanks we usually don't see or we didn't see in the last tournament, and it's going to be exciting to see if they're going to be running those tanks again today, because we were thinking they weren't going to be the greatest tanks out there, but they definitely held their own and won a couple battles with those different tanks. So we'll see what happens today. But anyways, we will welcome all of you guys out today to the World of Tanks Community Tournament. Thank you so much for all the support yesterday, and we're super excited for today's tournament. Make sure you guys check out Ali's channel. I'll try to put a link up to that in a few seconds. I need to go to my following screen on Twitch and put that in the Twitch chat for you guys, so you guys can go and subscribe to him. He's an awesome live streamer. He's also part of Club Wargaming, and he's on all the time, let me tell you. He's on pretty much every single day. So you're never going to run out of your tanking videos and live streams. So
Both teams are ready. We are launching now.
Alrighty, so I'll get that stuff out to you guys in a little bit. We're going to switch over to the game now. Let me get my scoreboard up. So unprofessional. Alright, so today's maps we're going to be on is, the first one is Steps, and then Cliff, and then if we go to Mines after that, if we... When do we go to Mines? If we go to a 3-2 game, right?
Yeah. For each game, we played two games. As long as it's not a 4-0, we'll go to the third map.
Okay. And then Encounter if it goes to a 7 game. So if both teams have 3-3. And then also if there is a draw during one of these games, we will be on Corellia Assault to determine the draw. So it looks like today the PLHUS is going to be running 1 AMX 100, 2 T32s, a Type 59, a T44, an AMX 1390, and a Cromwell. Wow, they completely changed up their game strategy from yesterday. Completely using different tanks today. On the Immortal side, we have 3 T32s, an AMX 1390, 2 T54s, and the AMX Chafee. Wow, so I didn't get to watch the Immortals yesterday because I was at work, but wow, these are definitely some change up in the tanks that I did not think were going to happen. Now, it looks like everybody's going to be running over there at the A8 line and running that little path over there. Usually, if you remember on encounter maps, that's where the flag is. So, let's see how these guys do. It looks like they're kind of turtling down right now. No one's really making an advance anywhere. We did have one shot fired a little bit ago, but other than that, nothing major.
We should see some different lineups today in tanks, at least compared to yesterday, because we have more open maps today.
Oh, yes, that is a good point to put across. Is yeah, these open maps are really going to probably change up what we're going to be seeing today. So it looks like PLHUS got a little hit on that little light tank over there, the T-54 over there. So, but pretty much it's a standstill. Now, we saw this happen yesterday on Himmelsdorf, and one of the problems with that is it came down to only 20 seconds left on the clock, and PLHUS was able to pull it out of the bag and get that last kill. But if these teams wait too long, it's just going to be a draw, and we're going to have to go to Karelia Assault and determine this game. So we see that Imtls has two of their AMX, or one AMX Chafee and the AMX 1390 running down that middle road there, and I'm wondering if they're going to try to sneak up from behind. I don't know if the PLHUS sees them coming. It doesn't seem like they've been spotted.
Yeah, they start put on cap pressure, they'll get lit by the light tank back there, though.
Exactly. And I think that's what they're trying to do, is just make sure that their flag is protected, or at least they can notice that they're going to have some problems back there. And it does look like that's what Imtls is trying to do. And they have probably been spotted. It looks like they probably got spotted by the light tank there. And we've got the Cromwell and the AMX 1390 and the PLHUS team heading over there to try to stop these two light tanks. So far, no casualties in the game. It's still 0-0.
Some good shots going out on the light tanks.
Yes, it is. And now they're getting the AMX 5100 to come back them up a little bit. And those light tanks look like they're going to try to get away. And I think PLHUS is trying to capitalize on this. At least get a couple shots in. Now we're getting at that 3-minute marker here, and no tanks have been taken out yet. So let's see what happens on this. Hopefully somebody will make a move on this. So it looks like PLHUS is going to do the same maneuver as the Imtls, and they're actually taking a couple of tanks down that way. Two of their medium tanks, a heavy tank and a light tank, heading up behind the Imtls. This might cause some problems for the Imtls if they get it surrounded here. They're going to be out in the open. Let's see how the Imtls handle this. We're seeing some shots coming in.
Might see Imtls push on the three tanks over there.
That might be...
all their lights.
Exactly, but if they push there, will they be giving up their flag? And that looks like what the PLHUS is going to do, is possibly just sit on that cap. If they're not going to come back and defend, they're like, screw it, let's get on the flag. Let's make them come to us.
These heavy tanks are gonna, the T-32s are gonna have to go back and defend the cap.
They got 15 seconds to get back here. They've definitely got some time to do it, but whether they're going to be able to get a hit on somebody and actually reset the cap. Oh, there it goes. They are definitely going to have to focus fire on some people to keep that cap from going down.
PLHUS should start pushing up behind them as well to get the flank shots.
Exactly. And it looks like they're about to do that right now. Now it's a 2-2 game right now. PLHUS has lost...
a very close game.
Yeah. PLHUS has lost 2, and the Imtls has lost 4 or 3 of their light tanks. We've got another heavy tank taken down on the PLHUS side. This is coming straight down to the wire again. We've got 1 minute to go in this match. Can they pull it off? And they keep resetting that.
I'd like to see that Type 59 get off the cap. No reason for him to be on there anymore. Not enough time to cap out.
Exactly. There's no reason for him to be there. He should be coming in here and trying to help these guys get rid of these last 4 tanks. Now you see this little light tank on the Imtls side coming up behind the T-32, putting some pressure on them. And there you go, getting some hits in. He didn't even see him coming.
As long as time allows them, Immortal should have this win.
If Immortals can do this, they can definitely stop this from going in a draw. The Type 59 is trying to hide behind this dead tank. Hopefully not get killed. He's got 14 seconds left. He's barely got any life left. Can the T-32 reload in time? He should be able to. Oh, and he gets shot from behind. And there you go. Immortals takes the first point. There you go.
A very good first game.
Yeah, it's a very good first game. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, they didn't do that much. You know, they waited till the last minute to start fighting. These teams want to figure out each other. They want to sit there and see how the other team's going to react. You know, that first game, they're probably going to be kind of cautious. You know, and just see how the team's going to react and stuff like that. And that's how I would run it anyways. I want to see how this other team's going to be. If they're going to come straight at me every single time, I might get in a defensive position and just let them come, or maybe do a different route and go around the team. But right there, Immortals and PLHUS both are very cautious in what they're doing today. So, but very good first game. Very good first game.
I need to open their room to get another member in.
So as we're waiting for this next match to start, just so you guys know, once again, we're going to be playing on Steps and Cliff today for our two main maps. And if it goes to a 3-2 in one of the games, we will go to Mines. Now, if there is a 3-3 from both teams, we will go to Ensk Encounter. And anytime there's a draw, we will go to Karelia Assault. And that is how we will determine draws and stuff like that. Now, yesterday we had a 2-minute tank selection timer. But today we just pretty much ran with as long as both teams are okay. As soon as they have their tanks going, they're going to chat us up in our Discord and let us know that they're good to go. So we will hopefully get our games going a little bit quicker than we did yesterday and stuff. So, anyways, welcome everybody to the World of Tanks Community Tournament. I'm your host, Wizard Ken, with my co-host and moderator for the World of Tanks lobby, Ali. We will be talking with you today. Ali is a little under the weather, guys, so apologize if he doesn't talk as much, or maybe saves his voice for just the inside games, but he's not feeling the greatest, so I'll be pretty much communicating most of the time. So Rainbow or anybody in chat, let me know if you can hear us okay. You know, if you can hear Ali okay during that last battle, because we want to make sure that we've got that fixed a little bit better. I think I've got everything set up pretty well. If I need to turn down the game volume, I will. So
Waited on Immortals to get another player in here.
okay. So very good first game. Immortals take it right down to the wire. Very good match. We saw that happen yesterday with PLHUS. So let's see how they do on this next battle. Now, I wonder if they're going to change up their tactics a little bit, or if both teams are going to still go over to that 8 line again and try to just sit there and turtle again. Me personally, I would probably try to run somebody up the middle to try to see what the other team is doing, and then possibly go the other way. But that does take time to run all the way down the A1 line and to get around the enemy team. But we did see that yesterday on what was it, Prokhorovka, where both teams actually ran around the side of the maps and actually tried capping. And PLHUS was able to pull it out right there at the last minute with, I think they were ahead by 5 seconds on the cap and were able to get the win because of the cap. So pretty cool. I swear I should get some sponsors. We should have Allie. I'm telling you, I told Pontiac Pat yesterday we should have called up Mountain Dew and stuff and gotten some sponsors. Maybe we could have gotten some free Mountain Dew or something. Some citrus.
Alright, got a Imtls spectator. Ask both teams if they're ready.
My wife does not understand. I tell her, please don't text me or anything. I am trying to be a professional commentator for the World of Tanks tournament today. And what does she do? She wants to sit there and text me all day. I'm like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take you out, woman. I'm going to take you out. Anyways, here we go for our second game today. Remember, both teams, or one of the teams has to get up to 4 points. Once you get to 4 points, they win. So, Imtls is up by 1. And let's see how these guys do on this map. If they're going to change up their tactics or anything like that. And I was a terrible host and not looking at what tanks they picked. So, look at them right now. So, on the PLHUS side, it looks like they're running with the same setup as last time. And the Imtls, pretty much the same thing as last time. So, see how this goes. So each game, every team is switched to the opposite flag so that they have a change in scenery. So it's just a little bit different. Not each team is starting on the same side. So it looks like PLHUS is definitely going towards that 8 line again. But it looks like Imtls is, yeah, they're doing the same thing. And they're taking those 2 light tanks down the center line, it looks like. Looks like they might be heading down this way. No, it looks like those little light tanks are going to sit there in the middle and wait a few minutes. They might be doing that just to see if these spotters on the 8 line actually find all of their, all of PLHUS's team. If they don't see them all, they're probably wondering, okay, PLHUS must be running the other way. And they're going to try to spot them now. See, yeah, that's what they're looks like they're doing. They're probably wondering where the other part of their team is. So Imtls are going to go out there and spot.
It's really just an information game. Try to make sure you have your flanks so you know where the tanks are. It's like they're pushing down middle a little bit. Kind of spot where the rest of the team is.
And they're definitely using that rock to try to cover themselves just in case they need to get away. And it looks like PLHUS is going to go with the same strategy as last time, sending 4 tanks down the middle and try to head for the cap or try to surround Imtls right there. Now, if Imtls catches on to this, they should probably push those 3 tanks that are just sitting there. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. It looks like they're definitely going to be pushing. They're not going to wait this time like they did last time. They're going to jump straight on these 3 tanks that are over here by themselves. And PLHUS right now could be in trouble.
Very smart player. They got to make sure they can kill them fast enough to get back to the base and defend. Those 3 tanks should get right on the cap.
Exactly, and that's one thing they have to worry about is they're focusing on these 3 tanks over here, and they really need to be watching these guys that are getting on the cap once again. They're doing it again. Imtls has 3 light tanks that can contest this, but will they be able to survive long enough to be able to contest these? We got 3 tanks on the flag. Yeah. Now that heavy tank that was with that group in the middle is heading back to the PLHUS's flag, probably to contend it just in case they try to get on the flag. But it doesn't look like Imtls is going towards the PLHUS's flag. It looks like they're going to try to come back here and help with the flag situation. Oh, good shot there.
I feel like this is a misplay by PLHUS. I don't like to see them push that heavy tank into the A and B line all the way into the 9-0 to make sure that they can't get resets.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they have the right strategy in mind. It's just their execution is a little off on it. Like you're saying, it's a good strategy, but the way they're running it is a little off. And it looks like Immortals is probably going to take this one. There's only 2 tanks left on the PLHUS. Not much that they could do here. And Immortals are just sweeping in. Look at those little light tanks. Just sweeping in, being little wolf packs that they are, and coming after the T-44. Looks like the...
Yeah, that should be a clean win by Immortals.
Yeah, it looks like the AMX 1390 isn't shooting because he's probably reloading. And the T-44 cannot get a shot on him. So good job on the AMX 1390 driver for keeping away from him. And there you go. That is it. Immortals take the second game today. So right now the score is 2 for Immortals and 0 for PLHUS. Now do not put down PLHUS yet. They were awesome yesterday and they might be able to pull this out of the bag. Ensk might not be their, or Ensk, Steps might not be their map. You know, they have so many maps they have to practice on, and maybe they focused on Ensk and Himmelsdorf yesterday during a lot of their practices, and might not have gotten too many practices in on Steps and Cliffs. So now that we're changing maps right now to Cliff, they might actually have a better strategy or might have a better chance on this one. But maybe, you know, sometimes I've done this with Pontiac Pat. We've all practiced for the Ronin 47R. There's just some maps we're on, we're just like, we might have to just forfeit one of these maps because we don't have a good enough strategy, or we don't have the right tanks for those maps. So, but let's see what they choose for Cliff. If they're going to change out some of their tanks, I would probably think they're going to probably run a lot of heavies and mediums on this one, except maybe somebody on the A1 line running a tank destroyer, possibly. Maybe to just block off that area. I'm not sure. Usually that is a nice death valley. Alrighty, so... Okay, so you guys can all hear...
I had to open the lobby and get another player.
Oh, that's good. So everybody can hear Allie good. So we did fix the problem from yesterday. I apologize for that. So... when I made my new scene for OBS for this tournament, apparently Elgato reset all of my settings. So that was the problem yesterday. And I don't know why I didn't think of it. So anyways, guys, we want to welcome you and thank you so much for coming out to the World of Tanks Community Tournament on the Xbox One and 360. Thank you for all the support. I know the teams definitely appreciate it. And, you know, this tournament was made by you guys. That's why it's community tournaments. You know, a whole bunch of guys got together and said, hey, we should have a tournament. And this is what it's turned into. We've got live streamers streaming it. We've got Wargaming supporting us and stuff, which is freaking awesome. So thank you guys so much for all your dedication, all the community support. And if you want to be a part of this stuff, I know a lot of people asked me yesterday about the how to join the tournaments. The best way to do that is get in the forums and look in there. There's going to be ways to contact people about the tournaments, and somebody will help you out in getting your team into the next tournament. Alrighty. Doing our third game on Cliff. Alrighty, so let's look at the tanks that we're going to be seeing today. PLHUS did change up some of their tanks. So that's what I thought they were going to do. They have a 110, 2 AMX 5100s, 3 IS3s, and a Cromwell. Kind of what they ran yesterday in Insk. And then on the Immortal side, we're going to be seeing 2 AMX 5100s, 3 IS3s, a T54, and a AMX Chafee. So it looks like they changed up one of their light tanks for heavy and then kept the other 2 out there. So they're still running their 2 lights. So it looks like PLHUS is heading towards the Death Valley, the A1 line. And it looks like Immortals is doing the same thing, except for their 2 light tanks are going to go up the middle, probably to make sure that nobody is coming this way, and then probably sweep around and try to shoot at people in the bottom. So looks like one of the PLHUS members probably just logged in. Getting a little late start there. All right, so
Yeah, having heavy lineups like this, we're gonna see a lot of 1-2 fights.
yeah, that's definitely what we're probably going to see here. And PLHUS is trying to cap on this circle or this cutout area on the middle of Death Valley, which is not a bad plan because they want to get as many people in there to be able to shoot at the enemy tank. Now we've already lost to Cromwell on the PLHUS team. And yes, now
Saw a big ammo rack.
yeah. Let's go and find that ammo rack over here. There's the ammo rack, and that is a terrible thing. We saw that yesterday. PLHUS did that to TTS. Ammo racked a fully health tank, and just that is so devastating for your team when you have a tank that is, you know, full of life and then just gets ammo racked, especially one that's a heavy tank and has a lot of hit points, and you just see that thing go away. You're just like, oh my goodness. So, and PLHUS looks like they are definitely a lot better on this map than they were on Steps. It looks like that might have been the thing, as I was talking about. Steps might have been one of those maps that are just like, we don't have the greatest plan for this. We'll just do what we can, and we'll come back on Cliffs. And it looks like that's exactly what they're doing here. It's a 4-1 battle. Immortals is getting surrounded now by PLHUS. It's 5-3 here. Immortals have 2 tanks left. PLHUS has 4. Now they're down to 3. Immortals is definitely making them work hard for these kills. They are definitely, it's 1 for 1 pretty much. Shot for shot. Immortals having 1 heavy tank left, the AMX 5100. 110 misses its shot. AMX 5100 comes in for the ram. And they have them surrounded, and there you go. PLHUS gets their first win over the Immortals. So now we have a 2-1 game. I told you guys not to sit there and think that PLHUS was out of the game. They showed this yesterday. They are determined to be in this tournament, and they showed some really great strategies yesterday. So see how they do again on Cliff. Now I'm wondering if Immortals are going to change up their tanks a little bit. I don't think they are. I think they're going to stick with the same tanks that they had. I feel that probably what's going to happen is they're probably going to run a different strategy in the sense of where they're going to go on the map. Maybe not send everybody down the Death Valley road. They might go up the middle. They might split their people this time. And I wonder if they're going to keep the light tanks. That's another thing. I wonder if they're going to get rid of the light tanks and try to run tier 7s on this. Like we saw yesterday, we had 2 Tigers that they brought through.
A full heavy lineup might be good on this map,
Yeah,
as long as you're taking control of 1-2 line.
exactly. That's what I'm feeling is definitely running the heavies on this. And I think that's what's going to hurt Immortals is if they keep running these 2 light tanks. I mean, they are nice to have and be able to spot a little bit here and there, but the problem is you know, PLHUS was able to capitalize on those 2 light tanks and just go up there and just destroy them. So here we go. Game 4. Let's see if Team PLHUS can pull this off, and then we will go to our next map, which will be Mines, which is, I hate that map so much. I hate Mines so much. I'm tired of it.
Really? What's wrong with mines?
I know, it's just, it's like nowhere I can sit with Artie. Everybody can find me if I'm at artillery. Um,
Oh, that's your problem. You're playing
you're
Artie.
playing Artie. That's the whole thing. Well, if I could pick and choose what maps I'm about to go on with my Artie, I would, but I pretty much just put down my controller. I'm just like, nope, I quit. I'm done. Screw World of Tanks. I'm done. Matchmaking hates me. So it looks like both teams are sticking with their setup, but PLHUS is doing something a little bit different. They're actually running a heavy up the middle line, and Immortals is doing the opposite. They're running kind of like the PLHUS was doing last game, and they're running everybody down Death Valley Road A1 line. So, but it looks like they definitely did the same tactics, though. They're just getting their light tanks up in the middle, and that's it. So PLHUS right now is running their Cromwell and their AMX 5100 towards the middle line, the A4 and A5 line right through there. Trading some shots here.
I wonder if we'll see this Cromwell and AMX push into these guys.
Oh, they probably.
AMX is probably gonna have to land all his shots.
Yeah, I think the T-54 definitely spotted them when they were coming around that little rock line there. And once again, the Cromwell has been taken out. The AMX 5100 is by himself, and these two little light tanks can definitely capitalize on this if they wanted to. They could definitely go up there and get rid of this AMX 5100. But they're going to have some backup. The AMX 5100 and another AMX 5100 going up to back them up. And so it looks like the PLH US is, yeah, there it goes. He is definitely in trouble. And look at this. If you remember the last game, this is exactly what PLHUS did to Immortals. They just, surrounded them, and that looks like what Immortals is going to do to them. Just come up right around them and surround them. Now these light tanks should probably start heading around the back. Oh, we got an ammo rack. It was only for 59 points, but still an ammo rack. Looks like PLHUS is...
Both 5100s are reloading now.
We've got an
They
IS-3.
need to push up.
Yeah, exactly. They definitely need to push up if they're not reloading. IS-3 getting a little shot in there on the little light tank. 110 looks like he's trying to watch the backside of his buddy. And the IS-3 is going to be hopefully focusing on the other side. But no, he turns away, and this might be a bad move for him. They're going to capitalize on this. Coming after him. Oh, yep, there's 2 good hits, 3 good hits, 4 good hits. One more hit, and he is gone. There it is. We got the 110 still left. PLHUS hoping. Oh, and Immortals gets the 4th game today. There you go. So the score right now is Immortals has 3 and PLHUS has 1. So this is going to take us to Mines. We're going to be changing up our maps now. I keep getting text messages from my wife. She's definitely getting beaten now. Actually, I'm scared of my wife. She'd probably beat me up. Anyways, so anyways, yeah, some of you guys are explaining the rules in the chat. Yeah, nobody can have more than 3 of the same tank. You have to have at least 5 tier 8s in a battle, and then I can't remember some of the other rules. I'm still learning, guys. This is my second time hosting this, and I've tried to read the rules last night and remember everything. I just remember all the draws and how that works. So, but anyways, just so you guys know, if this does go to a seventh game, we will be going to Insk Encounter, and then any draws that we have during the game, we'll be going to Karelia Assault. So just keep that in mind. That's what's going to happen if there's any draws or if we go to a 7 game. So PLHUS has a chance to pull this back. Maybe they've practiced on mines a little bit. I think they're probably going to stick with the same strategy. What do you think, Ali? You think they're going to stick with the heavy kind of thing? And it looks like Immortals is changing up to do a light tank rush.
Yeah, I would see like this, or I would think one team would try to get hill control with light tanks and mediums.
Exactly. I mean, I remember last tournament that's what happened. You know, there was a couple of teams that ran 3 or 4 light tanks and they ran up to the middle, and then once the enemy team got up there, they just started surrounding people. It was excellent. It was great. So Immortals has one more point to go to win this. Let's see if PLHUS is able to stop them from doing this and bring us to another game. I would love to see a 7th match, a 7th game. So, and just so you guys are wanting to schedule today, at 2:15 we're gonna have a rapid early detection of artillery versus lock and loaded. That's gonna be at 2:15. At 3:30 Eastern time, it's gonna be elite tank commanders versus Law of 8. And at 5 p.m. Eastern time, it's gonna be goon squad versus dead tankers. So if you're looking for somebody specific, there's the times. I'll try to repeat them later on. So, alrighty, here we go. So it looks like PLHUS went with the same setup as last time, but the Immortals went with 3 light tanks instead of 2. So kind of like what they ran on steps. So let's see how this works. It definitely looks like Immortals is trying to get that that mountain, that hilltop with their light tanks, trying to get up there and take advantage of that. And it looks like they're going to get all 3 up there without a scratch. And it looks like their AMX 50s are trying to get up there too. Looks like all of them are going to make it. They've got a T-32 and another T-32 that's going to be trying to push up this way. I forgot Mobius was on the on the Immortals. Forgot all about that. Anyways, so we're trading shots here and there. Ooh, that T-32 definitely got a couple of nasty hits on it. PLHUS right now, they're all bunched up right on that hill, and I don't think that's a really good idea. I think they need to spread this out. They're trying to push here, and I think this might be a really bad idea for them. They've got a extra heavy tank that's out in the water that they probably could have used pushing this hill. The T-32 is definitely getting hit here. It's a 3-1 game. PLHUS is taking the lead right now. Immortals is trying to hold on to this hilltop area. Three match here. It is coming right down to the wire. Man, they are trading tank for tank here. It is a really, really close game. Really close game here. I know PLHUS is really hoping for this other tank to get down here and help them out because they only have 2 tanks up here taking on the AMX 5100 and another AMX 5100. We have a Cromwell. Oh, the Cromwell setting the AMX 50 on fire. He is reloading, and that Cromwell is definitely trying to take advantage of that, but it looks like the AMX finally got his reload done. And there goes the Cromwell. It is a 5-5 game. It is coming straight down to the wire on these tanks. Oh, and the IS-3 tried to come down on top, and that might have been the the worst move they could have done. Oh, and there it is. Immortal getting the 4th game, and they win today's game. They win today's match. Good job, Immortals. Wow. That was a really good game. Oh, man, PLHUS, if they wouldn't have ran that IS-3 down off the cliff, I know he was probably like just excited and possibly made a mistake there, but bad move there because you're sliding down on 2 autoloaders, and all they have to do is just keep shooting at you while you're coming down. There's no armor when you're coming straight down like that. So, man. Whew. So there you go, guys. Immortals win this one. Thank you, PLHUS, for coming out and playing today. You guys did awesome. And, yeah, good job for the Immortals. They'll be moving on in the tournament. We're going to be taking a small break here. Like I said, the next game starts at 2:15